part of what makes this event such an important gathering for the economic future of our city is this city is the city where we create and innovate. I just left a fashion event, and I'm gonna have a little fun. So I get, I'm going from one event to another, and I know generally what I'm doing, but I don't know exactly who's sponsoring what. So I see I'm going to a Los Angeles magazine event. Some of you remember the front cover of Los Angeles magazine. Well, there were a couple of covers. I had my own Petraeus moment. I said, if you can't make fun of yourself, then you gotta get another job. Because they're making fun of you anyway. And so I said, really? I'm going to LA Magazine? And so I told myself, who set this up? They said, sir, come on. So I said, well, I'm gonna have a little fun with them. So I get up and I said, I thought long and hard about whether or not I was coming. I knew that my job is to promote film, to promote fashion, to promote LA, and I decided to come. And then, the women on my staff said, what are you worrying about, Mayor? It was a great picture. And the guys on the staff said, when you read the article, the guy actually was a little disappointed with you, but basically was saying, stay here in LA, run for a second term, don't run for governor. I said, and then my communications director said, why would you worry about it? Nobody reads LA Magazine. So I said all that, had my fun. They were great. Found out that the woman who's the editor-in-chief was not the editor-in-chief back then. Felt a lot better. But then talked about fashion. Why am I raising fashion? Only because I was there earlier. I mean, when you think about LA, LA is fashion. I mean, we're the apparel manufacturing capital of the United States. And just so you understand, all those jobs that went to China, 3,600 apparel jobs came back to LA. I'm sorry, 3,600 jobs came back to the United States, 3,200 of them came back to LA. So, promoting fashion, promoting film, design, the arts, museums, architecture, this is LA. The electronic games. And so, being for a tax credit, and by the way, the LEDC, and Mr. Allen's here, and UCLA, both studied this issue. They both concluded that we're getting our money back. One said we're getting $1.14 for every dollar we spend. The other one said we're getting $1.06, $1.04. I'm not reading my speech, so I'm trying to help me. $1.04. Well, we're getting our money back, but we're also keeping thousands of jobs here. And, we're in the job-making business, everybody, and particularly at the worst recession since the 1930s. And I don't have to tell you why the recession is lingering a little longer here. All the statisticians, all the economists will tell you, the people that are most out of work, the longest, are people that don't have a high school education and don't have the skills that we need in the new economy. The people that are getting back to work a lot sooner are people with those skills or a college education and beyond. So getting behind this industry and supporting the jobs here. I in the world that I live in, I'm riding in the sunset, but some of you may know I walk every red carpet that I get invited to. And I'll tell you why. Believe me, I don't get impressed that easily. I walk that red carpet because I know what the Academy Awards, what the Emmys mean to LA. I know what the Grammys mean to LA in terms of the economic output, in terms of the jobs created. And whenever I walk down that aisle, I always say, I'm here because the jobs behind the camera are more important than the people in front. I know that. So, restoring Hollywood as the center of the creative universe, restoring film and TV production. Again, you wrote a nice speech. I love it. Actually, very good. Rogelio is a UCLA Masters of Urban Planning. This guy's great. Really nice speech. So I don't remember every point in it, but I do know this. I think it's out of the 24 TV series, is 24? 23? 2 of them are left? I mean, come on, everybody. TV production? I remember, which one did I appear on when they went from New York?
All My Children.
All My Children. Love ya! I love the novelas, you know? So I go to All My Children, I appear, they're coming from New York to LA. My staff, you gotta know, because I've always, I get beat up for being the Hollywood mayor, and I love the glamour, and I love the TV camera, and it's a lot of haters who don't like the fact that I'm not afraid of a camera. I am the mayor of the second largest city in the country, but so I'm walking the red carpet, and my staff does not like me to be in films. They have, every time someone asks me to be in one of their films, they figure out a way to say no without it getting to me. So, you know, they actually have to hunt me down. And of course, I think the film was Valentine's Day. I can't remember the name of, help me everybody. Yeah, Gary. Gary's apparently trying to find me everywhere, having everyone call me, and finally, you know, he sees me at a concert, and he walks up to me and he says, I really want you in my film. And they're filming like the next day or the day after, and I said, well, what is it called? Of course I'll do your film. And he says, no, you're off. We've been trying to do it for 3 months. You know, everybody says they don't want you in the film. They don't want, you know, you're the Hollywood mayor. You just don't go in the film. I said, sure, we'll do the film. So we do the film, and, you know, as these things go, I don't work real hard at studying my lines, so I'm studying my lines as I'm getting there. And I do the film. I go to the premiere. They cut me out. I said, well, I don't want to tell you what I said. Luckily, I got late, and I didn't mention on the red carpet that I was in the film. Apparently, they put it back in for the videos or something. But the point I'm trying to make is, you know, this is my job, everybody, and this is our job. And the fact that the Chamber's putting this together, the fact that you're hearing from the experts about what we need to do, we know what we need to do. We've got to make investments in this industry again. This is where it belongs. I mean, with all respect to the great state of Louisiana and Georgia and North Carolina and New York, and I guess it was Michigan for a while, and of course Canada and all the rest of the places, most of the people live here. Their families are here. I know a lot of these folks. They don't want to be gone for 6 months or 3 months filming. They want to be here. This, you know, although there are other places that are growing infrastructure in those states and in those countries, they don't have it quite like we do here. With, you know, the whole supply chain with everything here in LA. But what we all have to do is convince the policymakers, you know, that this is an investment that is going to bring dividends. You know, whenever I travel, and I'm going to Chile, Colombia, and Brazil next week, whenever I travel, and I saw this when I was speaker. When I was speaker, I met the Prime Minister of Singapore. I walked up, they introduced me. His eyes were glazed over, and they said, this is the Speaker of California. And then I said, yeah, and I represent Los Angeles. And you see a flicker grow up. And I said, I actually represent Hollywood, California. After that, I mean Hollywood, California. I actually represent, Hollywood is in LA, everybody. Remind you that. I said, I actually represent Hollywood. And next thing I knew, the guy's hugging me. You know, I mean, LA means something to people. It is the creative capital and the innovation capital. And we're losing that. and we can't lose it. And so I wanted to be here, not to give this beautiful long speech that you all wrote for me. Thank you. But to say I'm behind this effort, I'll tell you, Fuentes will tell you, how many people did you have me call in the Senate?
A whole bunch.
A whole bunch. You know, when he had that bill, my job was to call and to make those calls and to make the case in support of his bill. I had to call the governor X number of times, and too many times. Well, because I shouldn't have to convince these people. I mean, we've got studies that show the economic benefits. To the Northern California people, we're generating sales tax here that's going to the state. This is benefiting not just LA, the city, or the LA metropolitan area. It's benefiting the entire state. And this is a state that has high tech, but also entertainment. And increasingly, the merger between high tech and entertainment. And we're developing, I know you're going to have somebody's going to speak about Silicon Beach. And my business team, I'm going to tell you something. They have been dogged in the pursuit of, bringing the folks from Silicon Valley to LA because of the connection of where the future is between entertainment and content and high tech. So I wanted to be here to get behind the notion that we've got to make this. You're coming to the city council now, so you'll be able to advocate for that going into the future. But making this at least doubling the size, I'd like to be able to have a $400 or $500 million tax credit because I know what that will do to bring TV production and film production here. We've got to make it a little easier for the bigger films too. We've got to do a number of things that are all in here and that you all have talked about. But I wanted to be here to get behind this notion that this is an investment that will pay dividends down the line. This is the city of creativity and the entertainment capital of the world. And I want to thank the Chamber for putting this together and bringing you all here. Thank you very much.